Dogs from Pig Dogs. Thank you for joining us here. Chris, I'm ready. How about you?
Yeah, I am still, like I said, I'm still getting my batteries going this morning, but yeah, I'm ready for it.
There we go. That's the spirit. It's still early, I know.
Yeah,
Well, Chris, we can start by talking about Japan, or we can start by talking about tomorrow, about yesterday, because Japan really screwed the pooch this morning.
man, that was. There are certain things that you don't have, like that you don't necessarily have answers for. I was absolutely certain that
Yeah.
that game was going to be all Japan all day, twice on Saturday, but it was not meant to be.
Not only it wasn't all Japan, Costa Rica was actually slightly better team in this game. They had less shots, yeah, and less possession, but overall they were solid defensively. They scored that one late goal, and we got a pretty interesting situation now in this Group E, Chris. Spain 3 points, Japan 3 points, Germany 3 points, and it could easily happen that not Germany, Costa Rica 3 points, and it could easily happen that Germany gets 3 points against Spain today. Then we would have all three teams with 3 points. And that third and final round would be very, very fun to watch in this group.
No, it would for 100%. And I don't know. Now I'm kind of hoping that Germany wins today so that we can have an interesting last day because now I want to see Japan get bounced. No offense, but I want to see that's bad. You deserve to go home after
Yeah,
after
I
that.
had them. I had them in a double as a premium with over 1.5 goals, and that's Spain versus Germany. I had Japan team total over 1.5, and they haven't done a single thing in this game.
No,
It's it's not good.
yeah, not
Yesterday, Chris, we had a few big games after our live show, starting with France and Denmark. The game was slow as usual the first half. No real chances, really. No goals, no nothing. But then in the second half, they woke up a little bit, and everything that we predicted for that game hit. France on the money line, both teams to score in over 2.5. France got the win 2-1, 2 goals from Mbappe. Did you watch the game?
I caught bits and pieces of it. Unfortunately, I was out and about yesterday, but I did catch bits and pieces, and yeah, it was once the second half hit, it was almost like the light switch flipped on
Yeah.
France and kind of woke up. But give Denmark credit for battling and not going down without a fight.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching the game, and compared to that first game Denmark played against Tunisia, they were like a completely different team. They were precise, they were solid, they had the possession, they had everything. There was just no urgency to score. There was no I don't know. I feel like that they are missing. We know that Eriksen is that number 10 that they have, but he's not a classic number 10 that's going to push the ball forward and make that final pass for some reason, even though he's fully capable of it. And I feel like that's what Denmark is missing in and I don't know. It's just they don't do enough in that attacking end. They don't create enough of the chances to do something in this World Cup.
Yeah, like you said, it just feels like there's something missing, and I think that's I can't say it any better than that. There does. There just feels like there's something missing from uh, at this tournament.
Yeah, because they had 51% of possession, but they had only 2 shots on target. They had only one big chance created, and that was the one they scored a goal from that corner kick, and that's about it. Uh, I just don't know. They are such a good team. They have been together for a long time. They are a fighting team, and like I said, there's just no urgency in that team to go on and score a goal for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got to have a sense of urgency in that situation, and for you to not have it and come out that flat, yeah, that's I don't want to say inexcusable, but there's no real other word I have for it. So
The good news for Denmark is, Chris, that they're playing against Australia in that last round, and that's a chance for them to get to that second place because Australia has 3 points, Denmark has one. So with a win in that game, Australia will be going through. Uh, in order for Tunisia to be competitive, they would need to beat France, like probably 3-0 or something like that. Even though France is safe, I just don't see it happening, to be honest.
No, I if that did happen, the amount of riots that would happen um, would just be like they'd be clamoring for match fix. Whether it's the case or not, there'd be cases clamoring for match fixing and all this stuff and all these riots in the streets. But,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean anything is possible, and we've already seen that at this World Cup, and you know, far be it from me to say that hey, the last round of the World Cup, crazy things can't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Chris, in that final game of the day yesterday, Argentina versus Mexico, I was watching that game. It was very sloppy. It was full of fouls. I don't know. There wasn't a single chance in the first half that would give us a goal or something like that. And then in the second half, all you need is that one blitz from either team, and we got it from Argentina and Messi in 64th minute when they scored a goal for 1-0. I would say fully deserved win for Argentina. Mexico put up a nice fight. They were a lot better than they were against Poland in that first game. However, it just wasn't enough. We talked about that team, and we kept saying that they just don't have enough right now. They don't have enough quality. They don't have enough experience to do better. They will probably be a lot better in 4 years when they are hosting the World Cup. But as of right now, I think they're going home.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, you got to give credit to Argentina for winning the game that they needed, and I think that's there's no other way to put it. I mean, that's what good teams do when you get in crunch time, you pick up the win you have to get. I mean, yeah, was it a shocker that Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia? Of course, but then we say you have to go out and get the win against Mexico, who's been no disrespect to Saudi Arabia, a better team.
Yeah.
It's what good teams do. Good teams win in those high pressure situations. That's exactly what Argentina did.
Yeah, when they scored that first goal and then the second, you could have seen how much it meant to them, really, how happy everybody was, especially Messi, who I think he's now on a 6-game goal scoring streak, which happened only once in his career for his national team. And I think when that happened, they went to the Copa America finals or something like that. I'm not sure. It happened like 10 years ago or so. We'll see if that can completely wake them up because we know they can play a lot better. And Messi can do a lot better as well. It was a rough game, to be honest. I was watching the game and they were all over him. There was a lot of fouls and everything, but like we said, they stepped up. They got the win they needed, and they're back on track right now.
Yeah, you could almost feel it was just like a weight was lifted. Like you could see a sigh of relief come over Argentina. Like, oh, okay, we're fine. Here we go. Okay,
Yeah.
we're good. And then like we said, they finally got the breakthrough, and then they got that second goal, and then again another massive deep breath. I mean, one goal, yeah, okay. You're like, okay, well, okay, we're in a position. We're still not there yet. So
Now we gotta hold it, right?
yeah, yeah. Then they got that second goal, and then everybody was just like, and then you could feel the collective deep breath come out for Argentina.
Yeah, and they scored that second goal in the 87th minute, just about when Mexico was about to push even harder. And then there was 6 minutes of the additional time. So basically, you have almost 10 minutes of time left to play. So, like I said, they scored it at the right time. They knocked down Mexico completely after that second goal, and after that, it was all easy to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Poland is at the top of this group, Chris, with 4 points, still without a conceded goal, which is quite surprising if you ask me. But they haven't played Argentina yet, so. And then Argentina is second with 3, Saudi Arabia third with 3, and Mexico last with only 1 point. I mean, theoretically, Mexico could still advance if Poland beats Argentina. And of course, Mexico beats Saudi Arabia. Then they will have 4 points. Argentina will have three. It could get interesting, to be honest, but we'll see how much Poland can do against Argentina.
I'm just trying to do the math here. So if oh yeah, I guess yeah. I was trying to think. I was like, is there a way that you'd have to have a tiebreaker? That wouldn't make sense, would it?
A
Because if
tiebreaker, like
so if Poland drew Argentina, Poland would be on 5 points. Argentina would be on four, and then if Mexico beat Saudi Arabia, they would be on four. So then they would have to win
then
by
again depends on the draw. So if Poland and Argentina play 0-0, Mexico would need at least 4-0 win
yeah. I was gonna
against
say yeah. Okay.
Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just trying to figure out the number that they would need to win that game. So again,
Yeah,
we're kind of just we're doing the digging maybe a little bit too
yeah.
much into the situation, but it's just you gotta always look and be like, okay, what are all the possibilities that could happen here?
Now, of course, we are saying it's the last round of the group stage and anything can happen, but did Mexico showed anything at all that they can score 4 goals against Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, no, no, they
So
haven't. Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
yeah, it's a very low scoring group, to be honest, and I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia gets a positive result out of that game against Mexico next week. So anything could happen really in this group.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, there's a big one coming today. I'm excited. Gonna be watching it. Gonna be enjoying it. I work with a lot of Canadians. They have all been on my ass on Friday, saying they will be bringing flags and jerseys to work on Monday. But I'll be the only one bringing in the jersey on Monday.
Yeah, sure. Just keep saying it. Now, I mean, I understand the sentiment behind it. Yeah, I mean, I would consider Croatia the favorite here too. But like I said, I mean, you and I talked about it, in our video for this game. There's just so much variance here. There's just so many underlying, not storylines, but just angles in this game.
Yeah,
Just like Canada's still hungry, still looking for that first World Cup goal. Um, Croatia, obviously the team with more major tournament experience. It's just there's so many different avenues you could take in this game in terms of just making a case for one side or the other.
yeah. Just want to quickly answer to Michael on the live chat here. So the first tiebreaker is the goal difference. The second tiebreaker is goals scored, and the third tiebreaker is head-to-head between the two teams in question. That's how it goes in the group stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like you were saying, Chris, Canada was outstanding in that game against Belgium, and we already said they deserved a lot more than the loss they got. Uh, Sometimes that happens when you don't have enough experience to go out and close the chances you get or stuff like that. Uh, they are playing against Croatia, who hasn't been at their best, let's be honest, and the offense hasn't been working as it should. However, the defense and the midfield have been solid, and it's going to be extremely hard for Canada to get enough chances to score goals. Of course, you have Jonathan David up there and Holt and Davies. Both of these players can do anything on their own if they choose to. But I was watching that Canada's game against Belgium, and at some point in the second half, I think it was around like 70th minute, uh, Herdman decided to put Davis on the right side for some reason and totally took him out of the game. After that, he barely touched the ball. He didn't do much at all because he couldn't get the ball on that right-hand side. We all know he's a left winger, he's a left back or whatever. Just put him on the left side and let him carry the ball for you. If not your best player, then who? I mean,
There are certain things that John Herdman did in that game that, again, I don't want to use the word unexcusable or inexplainable or inexplicable, but yeah, that was one of them. It was kind of a head scratcher more than anything else. But again, we move on to a new game. It didn't work. Yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't work. So things like that are gonna happen. You're gonna try things in the game that don't work. That's life. That's just sport. That's coaching. So now you gotta pick up the pieces and go against like you said a tough Croatia team that again has this major tournament experience is not going to be uh, flustered by the moment. They're going to come out and play. They need this win, I think, just as bad as Canada does. So, you know, again, this is one of those games where I know we talk about how much we want to bet on it and stuff like that. For me,
yeah,
I would just enjoy it as a fan personally. Um, I still think Canada has a shot in this game, um, and that's not me, just trying to poke the bear with Goran wearing his Croatia jersey. I think that Canada does have a shot. There is stuff that needs to be addressed, but again, this is something that Canada's going to learn on the fly. They're going to change on the fly, and Goran and I talked about this in our video. My biggest takeaway from that loss to Belgium was just John Herdman's statements after the game, just saying, "Hey, you know, we still got this. We're gonna f up Croatia." Again, whether that happens or not, I'm not saying 100% he's Nostradamus, and he's making a prediction here that's gonna come true. But you gotta admit you like the confidence from your coach, just basically the swagger saying, "Okay, we lost a game. Who cares? We're still in it." So
yeah.
I think I think that kind of confidence and that kind of self belief is just huge for this Canada team that is finally getting their feet wet at the World Cup.
Yeah, you know what? They are definitely confident, and that's nice thing. But it seems to me that they are a bit inexperienced, and when you are inexperienced team like Canada is on the major competitions, and when you have a first game such that was good against Belgium, that was great, that they should have won, I feel like because of that lack of experience, emotionally they might be down the drain right now in this game, especially if they could see the goal first. I think that they might just fall apart, honestly. And it's not just Canada; it's pretty much every team that lacks experience that is on the younger side or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess we'll see.
I think this is one of those games where you can make the angle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can make the narrative. Not necessarily that there is the narrative, but you can say, hey, Canada could, they don't know how they're going to handle this kind of experience. Being frustrated or let down after doing everything they could against Belgium and not coming through. Or you could also make the angle that this Canada team knows how close they came against Belgium. They know they're capable of winning this game, and I think now they come out and they show that once they get the breakthrough that they can do it. So again, I respect the angle of a potential letdown and Canada not knowing how to necessarily respond from a loss like that. But again, I think you could also make the case the other way, just with the same thing, just a different wording.
yeah. Now, I'm trying to find the lineups here. They're not out just yet, probably around 10 a.m., maybe a bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, I'm looking at the predicted lineups here. So for Croatia, Livakovic, Juranovic, Lovren, Guardiol, Sosa, which is the expected back four. Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic, once again expected the midfield three. And then Pašalić, Kramaric, and Perisic. I don't necessarily think the Kramaric will be in the lineup here. I think they might go for a bit cleaner striker here, such as Livaya or even the guy from what's his name? I forgot now. I'll have to look it up. Or possibly Petkovic, who might be in the lineup here instead of Kramaric. But for Canada's side, Chris. Borjan, of course, Larea, Johnston, Vittoria, and Miller as the defensive four. Davis, Buchanan, Hutchinson, uh, Estuquio, Larin, and David as the top three.
I would. Well, I mean, again, I know that's probably his primary position. I would still switch out uh, Eustachio and Davies. Switch him, Eustachio into the midfield and Davies up front. But again, I think John Herdman's approach is that you want to spread that pace throughout the lineup, and at least if you have one of those speedy guys in midfield like Alphonso Davies on that midfield wing, you have it at two levels instead of just having all of your pace up front.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Croatia's midfield is pretty slow. We have a 37-year-old now, and Kovacic is not the fastest player out there. Neither is Brozovic. But our wingers are pretty solid. Our defense has been pretty solid as well. And I think it's going to be up to the front three to make something out of this game, especially Perisic, who's been having a solid season for Tottenham so far. But none of them had a good first game, especially Kramaric. So if he's going to be in the lineup right now, he will need to stay more up, stop coming back to get the ball, and just play up there as a clean number 9 striker.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see just how they approach it coming into this game. I mean, there's like I said, there's a bunch of different ways you could approach the lineups in this one, and not just being one of them.
Yeah. Now, Chris, as the final game of the day, we have a clash of the Titans. That is Spain versus Germany. Group E. We talked about that, Japan and Costa Rica. Now, everybody has a win except Germany. Do we think Germany can do something against Spain here, especially after Spain scored 7 goals against Costa Rica?
They could, and I think that with and I don't, and people say, oh, well, beat these guys, just look at who's in front of them. I get that, but they also look at the results, and they can see that now all of a sudden there's a crack in the door for Germany to get through, and I think they're going to come out and put themselves on the front foot here against a really good Spain team. But I think at that point you're also leaving yourself open if you're Germany to a counterattack, and we know how good Spain is in that respect. So I think I like the over 2.5 in this one. I think Germany's going to get their fair share here, and they're going to find a goal. But I think Spain will as well, and I think Spain fully capable of countering on Germany if Germany just sends too many bodies up front. So I'm going to go with the over 2.5 in that one.
Yeah, you know what? Over 2.5 was at plus money yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Now we have it at minus 118, so that was a decent price drop. While Germany has been the underdogs around plus 200 for pretty much all the time. I mean, I feel pretty much the same way about Canada that I feel about Spain. Like they scored 7 goals in that first game. Everything they created went their way. They used most of their chances, and every shot they had was pretty much a goal. And I feel like they will cool off almost I don't know, to the freezing point in this game against Germany, and it's going to be extremely hard for them to score goals because Germany knows that they need a win, but they are also not stupid or reckless to just blindly attack Spain. If you blindly attack Spain, they will pass around you, they will go forward, and they will score a goal. So I think that Germany will be waiting for them somewhere in the half line and just focus on the counter attacks in the first half, and then whatever happens in the second half. So I think Germany is a patient team, and I think that's going to be crucial in this game.
Yeah, I think we can both agree that 7 goals and that kind of offensive onslaught is unsustainable when you go from Costa Rica to Germany. But I don't know if there's going to be as much of a drop off as at least I don't feel that there's going to be as much of a drop off as you may feel. Do I think that there's going to be some tough sledding and an adjustment period going from playing Costa Rica's defense to Germany? Absolutely. And do I think that it's going to be, I don't want to say, like I said, I don't want to say tough sledding, but is it going to be a little bit more difficult? Of course it is. But I still think that Spain has enough quality in there to at least get on the score sheet, potentially put a second one past Germany again if they get caught just going too far forward and committing too many bodies up front. So
they definitely have the quality on every single position on the pitch. They have one of the top players in the world. Start like Pedri, Busquets, and Gavi have been carrying Barcelona. And then you have Dani Olmo up front, who's been outstanding for Leipzig. He scored in the first game. You have Ferran Torres, who's also been outstanding in that first game. And like I said, their defense, I see that Rodri has been put on defense here. as the defensive center back with Laporte, which I don't think it's gonna happen. But I don't know.
Stranger things have happened, and
Yeah, that's true.
it's again, if we're trying, well, a that's it's a projected lineup, but b, if we're trying to read the minds of some of these managers, good luck. I mean, that's there are just certain managers that just don't care. They do, I don't want to say inexplainable things, but they do things that make you scratch your head and be like, how did you get there, or how did you figure that? Sometimes it works, sometimes it
Yeah,
works, sometimes it doesn't. We all like to sit here and think that we could could be in charge. That's why they have Football Manager. That's why they have FIFA. If you think you can do a better job, go ahead and do it. But unfortunately, the coaches that are in the positions are in the positions that they're in for a reason. And again, we'll have to see if those tactical moves, if that ends up being the case, if that makes a difference.
yeah. I think that the best bet in this game, Chris, is over 2.5 goals at minus 110 now. Like I said, the price went other way now. But I also think that if you add both teams to score and get nice plus money out of this pick, you're going to get a winner.
Yeah, I think that's where the value is. Like you said, I think the value got sucked out when it was at plus money yesterday, and now it's flipped into laying minus 118, minus 120. But minus 18, minus 120 is still a decent price. We're not talking about the minus 150, minus 160 range. So
Yeah, exactly. We are talking about a game where Germany has to go for the win, and we're talking about the Spain, the team that scored 7 goals against Costa Rica, and the team that's capable of scoring at least 3 goals against any team they play. So
yeah,
definitely goals.
yeah, 100. Yeah, the game script sets up for goals.
Yeah,
Now, granted, obviously, the that's why they call it a game script, is because that's how it's supposed to go. But there is always still a human element that has to be played. We can break these games down and break them down on paper, and do our best to dissect them. But at the end of the day, there's still a human element at play here, and
yeah,
these guys are still going to go out and give it 100%.
yeah. Now, Chris, I'm watching this Belgium and Morocco game here, 70th minute, 0-0. Morocco had a goal taken away in first half, right at the end of the first half for offside, and it was offside. So it was a good call. But Belgium looks better than they looked against Canada. They just are not creating those solid chances. They need to score a goal. I don't know. Is it because Lukaku is not playing and or whatever? But I mean, Morocco has been playing well in the second half here. We'll see if Belgium can get anything here. We got Belgium at plus money yesterday. I actually have it as a premium, so I hope that Belgium can score 1 goal here and just finish the game, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a tense last 20 minutes for sure, and I think I don't know. I think Belgium can break through, but again, I think they were lucky to get a breakthrough against Canada, so we'll have to see if they end up getting one here.
Yeah, Hakimi just got subbed. Uh, he had a good game. I think he was playing solid football, but I don't know. It just neither Belgium or Morocco seem to be able to create a decent chance to score a goal in this game for some reason. And I just don't know what's happening with this Belgian team. They're nowhere near the form that they used to be. They're not playing as well as they used to, and something's definitely wrong with this team. I don't know if it's the fact that they're missing Lukaku, which certainly has a huge impact on this team. But I mean, you have a decent strikers as subs, so should do a lot better.
Yeah, it's another game where there's it's unexplainable, no excuse, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Well, the draw could make this group very complicated, Chris, with Canada, Croatia, Belgium, and Morocco.
Gordon, it's 9:32 in the morning. I don't need you to make this any more confusing for me than it already is. I get it. I get that the draw here would make this group a lot more interesting, though.
I thought you enjoyed talking to me. Come on.
I
Morocco just
hey.
won. God
Oh,
damn it.
wow. Wow. You know,
Maybe another offside.
we'll have to see.
Let
That's
me see this. That's not good for Belgium, I mean.
this is riveting.
Are you on pins and needles right now?
pins, needles, edge of my seat, so the pins were sticking into the tough part of my butt.
Let's see how that goal looked like. Well, Belgium has to do something now. Let's see. Oh my God. Courtois has been horrible today.
But of course, he stops Davies' penalty. By the way, that was a terrible penalty that Davies took.
Jesus Christ, man. That's horrible. I would sub him right now. Oh, man.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Maybe that's why I'm not the manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, that's it, Chris, I guess, for today. We got the two big games coming up. I'll enjoy both of them. I know you have a bit of a downtime today, so maybe you'll find the time to enjoy the game as well.
Fingers crossed. I mean, I want to be able to kick back and enjoy it. I do have a little bit of stuff to do, a little bit of a travel day going back home, but I'll my fiance will probably sleep in the car. I'll find a way to get the game on in the
there we go,
on the radio in the car, even if it's Spain, Germany.
Just be careful not to pick the Spanish station.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to pick... Oh, could you imagine?
Or German.
Oh, I was going to say, could you imagine I pick either of those and they score and I have the volume up? It's like... Man, you wake someone out of a dead sleep with Spain scoring
German
a goal.
commentary.
With Spain scoring a goal. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thank you for being here with us. Make sure you check out the free picks up on the Pig Dogs YouTube channel. There's a lot of them. There's a lot more to come, guys. It's going to be a fun rest of the day. Of course, check out our best bets on the Pig Dogs premium section. And that's it, guys. We'll see you back. We'll see if we can squeeze a few more live shows during the week in the evening. The knockouts are coming soon, so we'll definitely make a bit of a schedule, and we'll do some of these live shows again.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to look and see maybe what is the knockout starting next weekend?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes, we'll probably be here for the knockouts then.
Oh yeah. Definitely. That's it, guys. Enjoy your day, and good luck with your bets.
Good luck, everyone.